Wait, let's do it live. Do it live. Do it live. Do it live. Bear with me. Boomerang. Boomerang. Definitely boomerang. Hi, everybody. This is Brown. What day is it? It's Sunday, 22nd of June, or is it June? In the year of our Lord, 2025. I am Broon, and I trust you're all doing pretty good today. Is it the longest day today, or was it yesterday? Probably today. So if you're in the Larry, hello mate. If you're in the northern hemisphere, summer has begun. If you're in the southern hemisphere, winter has just begun. And on that bombshell, shall we? That was yesterday. Welcome to Boomerang on Boomerang Alliance. Hello, Brian. Yes. Hello, Franco. Okay, I'm at sixes and sevens here, folks. So bear with me. Okay, let's get some guests on. Okay, so we've got. Okay, so first up, it is. Who is it? It's Polar Bear smoking cigar.
Cheers, Mr. Brown.
You all right?
Yeah. Hey, chat. I come to you battered and bruised. I'm literally sacrificing my body to try to bring some bad jokes to the chat.
How's the global warming this week? Is the ice caps affecting you?
You know, when you said Southern Hemisphere, I just had this yearning in my heart.
Yeah. Yes.
To go south for about 11,000 nautical miles. Yes.
I thought, are polar bears northern hemisphere?
Yes. Yeah,
penguins are the southern.
But you know, we don't have opposable thumbs, but we have phones, so we can buy bus tickets.
Fair enough.
And
Fair enough. Okay.
get the hell out of here.
It's great to have you on, mate. Shall we get the next person on?
Yeah, please.
Okay. It is the channel's very own astromech droid, Professor R2.
Hello. Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And you started out by being wrong once again, Mr. Brown. The solstice was 2 days ago. What are you talking about?
What? I would say it was on
Yeah,
what?
It was an early one.
Yeah. What?
Yes, it was on the 20th. It was on the 20th. It was the solstice. But
what?
It is some of the hottest days of the year. So I don't really understand why so many people in the US I don't really understand why so many people in the US have problems with ice. It's hot out there. I want all the ice I can get.
I always thought the solstice was on the 21st usually, but occasionally it's on the 22nd.
It always happens. Yeah, 20th, 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there.
I'm confused now.
But the human time scale isn't perfect. It really depends on where we are in relation to around the sun. Plus, you have precession and jitter. If you've ever spun a top, there's some wobble in the. I mean, but. You know, basically, just do what your phone tells you to, Bruno.
Yeah.
Welcome to Grifting on Mr. Grifting Boomerang Grifter.
We know you weren't at the big Druid orgy at Stonehenge this year because you would have missed. You would have been 2 days late.
That's why we'll have a leap year next year, and it'll push it forward a little more.
It's Glastonbury next week. That's what threw me. But anyway.
All the hippies in one place?
Well, no, they're not even hippies anymore. They're more like activists, these little rich kids who want to destroy the West. Bit of politics. Shall we?
Who else do we got?
Yes. Okay. Oh, look who it is, everybody. Do you want a clue? I'm dribbling, by the way. It's a tough one, that, isn't it? No, it's not scum, although maybe. It is
scum and villainy.
All right, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Was it shit?
Not yet. We'll find out though.
What are you eating, Ian?
I'm not eating anything. I'm just really tired. Trying to keep my eyes open.
Of this channel, yes. I know
No,
that
no,
feeling.
no. Just in general. Just in
Gavin
general.
Blackburn wrenched. Le shite.
Shit.
Le shite.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the fancy version.
How's
French version.
Are you you're involved with Rebecca Platinum, aren't you?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's all right. So I've got one day, and that'll be that.
Uh,
I really want it gone now. I really do. I want it gone, but it's just taking up too much of my life. So, yeah. Anyway, shall we move on?
Okay, Ian, there is another.
There is. Ooh,
There is.
who be that? Is?
There is. Das Scheiße. Okay. All right.
Evening. How we doing?
All right, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to see you all.
Is he
Who are you?
farting secretly?
Who are you? Do we know you? for
traveller.
the kids at home, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm obviously John Yulden. I've got a channel called Sci-Fi Chronicles, which does a live show on a Thursday night. Yeah, and we do movie reviews and Doctor Who and other
Dr.
sci-fi
Watts.
reviews. Yeah, and that obviously in the last few years has given me immense joy and happiness beyond bounds.
Yo.
That looks
Hey,
like a
John.
massive ripper there. Did you actually fart the TARDIS out, or was
Looks
it
like
already
it.
there?
Well, what it is at the moment is I'm pushing myself forward in the time stream so that I can come forward and give Shooty a good shaft kick in the knackers. That's what I'm doing.
He hasn't got any
You
double
use
about
You better not
got
do
him.
that next to a woman in the grocery
Okay.
store, or you'll
that.
make the front
John,
page.
it is great to have you on, popping your cherry for the first time this evening, is it?
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. Good to see you all.
That's it, folks. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers. all.
Okay.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
did you see the video of a woman that had a complete meltdown online because a guy farted next to her in the grocery store, and she was acting like, it was the end of all of the babies?
Wasn't Ian, was it?
Could have been.
No, I didn't.
I did see that. I saw that. That was
Um,
hilarious.
Talk about
farts
overreacting.
Farts are not funny to the female of the species, whereas farts are hilarious to men.
They try to keep their farts in, women, don't they? And their sneezes for some reason. They try to keep their sneezing as well when they're sneezing.
Okay.
Women. Weird.
Look who it is, everybody.
Larry.
Hey, Larry, where you been, my friend? Where you been, my friend?
He's always making you look.
He is. Larry's far too generous for his own good. $20.
Thank you, Larry.
Hello, Larry.
Every time.
Hey.
This
Every time.
particular
Make me
woman,
Make me look.
this particular
Here's
woman
Larry.
was there with her wife, so she was extra
God.
offended.
And on that bombshell, let's do some. Oh, Larry,
Slides.
Larry wrenched. I was unemployed for a bit. Larry.
Only if they-
Well, if that means that you're no longer unemployed, congrats. And man,
Well
glad to
done,
hear
mate.
it. Glad to hear it.
That's good.
Welcome back, Larry. It's good, genuinely great to see you, mate. Okay, shall we? Good evening, chat. We can see you. Good evening.
Slides.
That is not Mr. Brown veganism diet. Believe it or not.
Could have fooled me.
That's Ariana Grande after the Wicked premiere, right? She
That
put
was
on
a
a little
stone-
weight.
Close.
That was morning after at Stonehenge after all the drugs had kicked
Yeah. Oh,
out.
yeah.
Okay. Episode 287, Musings. Today's date, Sunday, June 22, 2025. Solstice was 2 days ago, apparently. Please like, share, subscribe. Okay. I will say, folks, in the chat, share this channel with your friends. See if we can get a few new faces. Please, homework. Thank you. Okay. Right. I suppose this was the biggie this week.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I was going to see it on Saturday, but I didn't get a chance.
28 years later, who has
Who's seen it?
No?
No one.
No, I full confession, I haven't seen the last two because it's not really my stuff. But I think the interview, I was tempted to go and watch it, but it's just Danny Boyle and his interviews made me think, nah, I'm not going to watch it.
I hear it's got mixed reviews. I hear that some people say it's crap, some people say it's good.
I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I would like to ask Danny Boyle if he's ever been a zombie, and if not, what gives him the right to make a movie about zombies?
Okay, I'm not going to. Okay, it suffers from the Danny Boyleism, if there is such a thing, of weird shit kind of happening with the camera angles. Yeah,
you kind of see that in the trailers, even. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. Look, Melvin Deeply, hello, Melvin. Wrenched, Will Spot. I seen it tonight. It's weird. Okay, I'm gonna say this is mainly for the Brits. If anybody's ever seen Reeves and Mortimer, the TV comedy, you know, Geordie Jeans. Do you remember Geordie Jeans?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like watching Geordie Jeans in the cinema. Geordie Jeans, and it just takes you out of it. Far too much northeast Geordie going on.
When the trailer came out, everybody was like, "Oh, this is going to be terrific," you know, and everybody was because out of all the trailers that came out that time, this is the one that everybody said this looks really interesting, and it's a bit heartbreaking to know that it isn't very good.
There you go. Well, I didn't say that. Drew Gordon Wrenched. Hello, Drew. EFAP gave it a very mixed review.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you didn't say it was very good. I'm just saying that the reviews are saying that the reviews are mixed, aren't they? So
zombie movies are not my thing, but I thought, okay, I'm going to watch this. Obviously, it's Danny Boyle. It's well shot. It's very stylized. As I said, the Geordiness took me out of it. Yeah. I would imagine if you're an American or anybody watching this, you're probably going to love it. Yeah. But living so close to the actual area, and I've seen many train journeys going to Scotland, seen all the places where it was shot. I think it was Lindisfarne in the northeast. Just very, very, very weird. Just kind of takes you out of it. You because you're hearing the accents. It's just pulling you out of what's going on. Yes, here you go. Well, yeah, man, Biker Grove. It's like Anton Deck.
Does a zombie jump in the air like Biker Grove?
Yeah.
Could you refresh the memory of the American boomers what exactly a Geordie is?
It's a person who lives in the northeast of England, Newcastle, Sunderland type area.
They have an accent it's very kind of Gunn, and so if the whole movie's played out with that accent, then I can understand what Ian's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can see mixed reviews, but oh God. I thought the plot was okay. What was going on? The plot was okay. I didn't have a problem with the plot. With Aaron Taylor Johnson was the dad. He took his kid out on a hunt, as it were, for some reason. I don't know why he would do that. I don't know if there's some kind of blooding ritual that goes on. I haven't seen the other two movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's some kind of blooding ritual, like a rite of passage. I don't know. So he was putting his son in peril. I don't know, but
Mom just wanted the kids out of the house for a little while.
It was a movie of two halves. The first half was about the dad and the son. The second half was about the mum and the son.
Sounds like a barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. There was some tension, when the zombies were coming full speed. At the end, it just goes super weird.
Yeah.
Super weird.
It sounds a lot like some of the
fuck?
reviews that I've read.
What?
Yeah, but Nia DaCosta will fix all that with her next movie.
Well, the thing is,
she'll take care of that.
The thing is, effectively, the UK, Great Britain, has been cordoned off for 28 years.
That couldn't be an allegory for something, could it, by any chance?
Yes. So I can understand why it went super weird at the end.
So who put this film out? Was it 20th Century Fox? Wasn't one of the big studios that put
Sony.
this film out? So Sony put this film out, right? And they got that stupid little woman that's going to direct this one, who had a huge flop with that Marvel film. She's going to direct the next one.
Nia DaCosta. She already has. It's in the can.
So that basically proves that this crap is still going on in our movies. So that's a good enough reason not to watch it.
You don't need this kind of proof, man. Just open your eyes.
Yeah, it's not gone, is it? It's just been rebadged, isn't it?
Exactly. By using someone like Danny Boyle, because he's got a pedigree, and we know now that he's into this woke rubbish by mentioning that stupid thing about Slumdog Millionaire. What an idiot!
Yeah, but Ian, remember, Nia DaCosta made the #1 movie on Disney Plus when the Marvels went to streaming. Like, I mean, how many? I don't see your movie on Disney Plus.
That had Black Girl magic, though, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
My movie's on Netflix, the biggest station in the world apart from YouTube. So there.
I got some Black Girl magic once, but a shot of penicillin took care of that.
Okay, I will say I'm not particularly good at kind of articulating my thoughts on movies and stuff. It's not my bag, but I did enjoy it on certain levels, but there was just a couple of things.
Well, what you're saying is you didn't like the accents that was in the film. I got that. You don't like zombie films, so Lord knows why you went to see it. And it's a bit woke. So there you go. Well, yeah, I got it. Okay,
then.
Mr. Brown.
Okay. So,
yes. You said you didn't hate Captain America. I respect that. I'm not setting you up. And you didn't hate the Thunderbolts. So would you say your enjoyment of those movies?
I've not seen the Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay. There was another thing. I guess.
Okay. So what we're saying in the hub of it is, was I entertained? Which is that what movies are?
Yes. Are you entertained?
I was entertained, but there were certain caveats to being entertained. Yeah,
but that doesn't make it a good movie. You were entertained by The Flash. Do you know what I mean? And
that was a fantastic movie. You know that. Should have made $1 billion. It was robbed.
I hate those caveats, man. They get stuck in your teeth and in your underwear and impossible to get out.
Okay, right. If you're open-minded and you kind of like the 28 movies, I think you're probably going to enjoy it. Yeah.
What if you are a very old, elderly engineer from America with OCD that likes things to make sense? How would you feel about the movie?
I honestly thought it did make sense, but I didn't understand the bit about the kind of taking the boy out into to kill zombies. I don't know. Was it a ritual? I don't know.
Was the guy's name Jimmy Savile?
At the end, it was.
Okay, then I know exactly what.
At that point, I just thought, now, is this a lot of commentary channels have said it's satire? I don't think it was satire up until practically the last scene. I thought, what?
Well, I'll give you that. it's very difficult to identify satire from straight up stuff these days.
Well, you've convinced me, Ian, not to go and see this film.
Are we talking end of The Prisoner weird? Like,
I mean, it sounds very more Walking Dead. They've kind of tried to lean into that kind of series and comic.
Yes, this is this is the best way I can describe it, and it's a shame because I think it detracted from what I saw before it. Titan Wrench element. The last scene was a joke. Yeah.
Okay. Why would you do that to your movie? Just toss in it, especially with a sequel on the way. I figured Nia DaCosta's movie will be all the joke anybody needs,
unless if they're planning on doing some kind of like 4D chess piss take of the old Savile stuff. I don't know. But anyway.
Nia DaCosta, she's only doing it for the money, really. She's not interested in this. And same thing with the Marvel film she did as well. So obviously she wasn't interested in it at all. She did it for the money. She said the right stuff, and now she's got another job directing this. So it's going to be shit.
To be fair, when I go to work, I'm only doing it for the money too. So
no, that's different though, isn't it? I mean. If you're a director, you kind of gravitate towards something that you really like doing, and it's obvious she's only doing it for them because if you see the film that she was held for, which is a really good film, and you see these two films, it's not even in the same ballpark. It's not the kind of movie she makes,
I have a good question, Mr. Brown. Did you get the sense that the movie was hating on you a little bit, or making fun of you, or ridiculing you at all?
No, not at all. No.
All right, well, that's fair.
No, not at all. No.
In that case, I'd give anything a try because really that's my biggest problem with modern cinema. Do you
remember the movie Sunshine by Danny Boyle?
Yes.
That was terrible.
Great movie until it went weird.
Great 2/3 of a movie. And then what the hell? Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. All right. I could do with the offerings today. I can do a 2/3 movie, honestly.
Just the last, genuinely, folks, the last scene, just like what the. But anyway,
I guess it depends on what you're into, really, as a creative. Like for me, I like things kind of simple, not too simple, but something that I can understand and everybody else can understand. But it seems like Danny Boyd, right? He's grasping for something big, better than that, something that he deems as important, you know what I mean, or clever, which is I don't know.
Give them props for trying. It's much better. It sounds better. I watch 40 minutes of Daredevil and I feel like I've been hit in the head with a steam shovel with lectures and my horrible bad behavior and white man bad and you bad. So honestly, if the film and the filmmakers don't hate me, at least he's trying. Sounds like he tried something, and some people feel he pulled it off.
What was the last film he did? Because didn't he? Because if I remember correctly, he was going to direct Bond, wasn't he? And then he left under a cloud, didn't he? And you didn't really. I didn't see much of him from.
He hasn't done anything since, has he?
No, the last film he did was Trainspotting 2, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
That was before though. That was before Bond.
So maybe this is all part of him trying to get back into relevance and get back
127 hours.
The good parts.
Well, as I said, right, you got some directors that actually consider the audience as well as their intelligence. So they tried to find the balance. Then you got people that outweigh the balance, and the balance is slightly off, like Danny. Sounds like Danny Boyle has done this. So, and then you got the directors that don't give a shit about the audience, but just wants to do like whoever his name is, who directed Doom. Yeah, him. Do you know what I mean? It's like he doesn't care about the audience. All he cares about is trying to be intelligent and try and make something that nobody can understand. That kind of stuff. So whatever.
I'll take somebody who tries over somebody who doesn't care any day.
Okay.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Okay then, folks. So, am I recommending this movie? It's borderline. As I said, some of the scenes were like tense, if you know what I mean. But
so, like a matinee, or $5 Tuesday?
I'm going to give it 5.5. If you're into the okay, I'll just say if you're into the series, I think you'll enjoy it. But it's just that last scene did it for just the last scene, folks. Yeah, just that last scene. But anyway, okay. Shall we move along?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah,
28 years later, earns 30 million domestically and 30 million internationally. Opening
how much
weekend.
did it cost?
Supposedly they only spent the budget was 60.
60.
Yeah.
60 million.
Yeah.
All right, they made half the money back then. Well, kind of.
Quarter.
Okay, I will say if you can get a cheap ticket to see it, go watch it.
And
That's
did
my
better than
recommendation.
Yeah, it's not a bad start for a 60 million picture.
yeah,
To make 30 on the opening. Opening.
did better than Elio.
Oh boy. Yeah, we'll get there, I'm sure.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. Sulu. Hello, my friend. Was the trailer better than the film? It was a good trailer.
Oh, I heard the trailer was really misleading in terms of what the film actually was. Can you comment?
No, I don't think it's fairly accurate, actually.
Okay.
It's
Now
fairly accurate.
I'm curious. I really am.
Yeah. This is going well.
It's a subject
yeah.
that nobody's watched, isn't it? So, of course,
Yeah,
it's
apart
going
from
well.
old Nugget Head.
Apart from
here.
you, yeah.
And I'm
apart
shit.
from you.
Anyway, okay. It's probably going to make its money, isn't it?
It'll probably make its budget back, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's Nugget Head? Is somebody there with you? Like,
Especially if it's obviously it'll go
along
to
there.
streaming, so somebody would have bought it for the streaming. So it's going to make its money back.
Sony, it will head to Netflix when
Oh,
they've got
Yeah,
a deal with
yeah,
them.
they'll have they'll get their Netflix deal.
yeah, this
Okay.
movie was pre-sold for over 100 million, so it was profitable before a single ticket was sold.
And did you say that there's a sequel already greenlit for it?
Yeah.
It's already
Well,
filmed. It's in the
let's have a
can.
minute.
They made them
Okay.
both at the same time.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Sony's 28 years later got a running start at the domestic box office with 14 million across Friday. That's pretty good for Fridays. And preview screenings. A sequel directed by Nia DaCosta and subtitled The Bone Temple has already been filmed and is set to be released from Sony in January 2026. That's next January.
January. Setting that up to fail.
Magneto really fucked Professor X's shit up right there, didn't he?
Needs a bath, doesn't he?
M's gone downhill.
Yeah.
Actually, he'd make a good Professor X, man. That kind of looks,
Okay, I'm not going to read
No,
this.
but we
bear
want
with
that
me.
girl with the long fingernails to be Professor X, don't we? What's her name again?
No, she's going to be Storm.
Yeah, should be Storm.
Who is she?
Fat Arbor Ranch Fats. Nia DaCosta said, was it, damn.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
always
think-
good, though, that actor, isn't he?
Ralph
He's always
Fiennes.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ralph
Ray
Fiennes
Fiennes,
is great in
yeah.
it. He plays a
Yeah.
doctor. He plays a doctor.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think she's referring to this guy as the hero.
He's got his Die Hard vest on.
Yeah. He disposes of all the zombies.
Mm.
Yeah. In a kind of, with a little bit of grace and dignity for the zombies. Yeah. If you can have that. But anyway. Okay. So movie on the way. So the third one's going to get greenlit, I would say. They're not going to do two and just leave it at that, are they? Because it is a trilogy.
No. Look at all those dog biscuits behind him, man. If I was a Cocker Spaniel, I'd be salivating like crazy.
They're the bones of the people who he's disposed of.
He builds a building with them, like Legos.
He builds like a shrine, a temple
Ah.
to all the zombies. Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait for that Lego set to come out.
Okay, let's move on then. Oh,
not this shit.
Danny. Danny would not direct. Danny Boyle would not direct Slumdog Millionaire in 2025 due to blue-haired whales with bull rings in their noses getting pissed off and tried to cancel him. Effectively, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And he's just playing the easy life. Yeah.
How could he be so stupid to say this? Why didn't he just not say anything?
He's got to kiss the ring, man, because he needs to
work.
It's the actually Little Platoon said something that there's the approval of the audience, but there's also the approval of your peers. This is not meant for us.
Yeah.
This is meant for his peers. Just like, but he also said, well, feel free to return your Oscar and take all your royalties and make a donation to, the young Indian film industry. Set up but it's like a land acknowledgement. Well, are you giving the land back? Oh, no. We're not going to do that.
Not going to do that.
We're just admitting we stole it. And stopping there. So basically,
but
he's saying it's wrong, but he's not willing to do anything about it.
Wouldn't it be better not to say anything though?
But then you don't get to virtue signal to your peers.
Well, you don't have to. He's Danny Boyle. He can find money elsewhere to make another film. Do you know what I mean? This is what really fucks me off about these directors, right? You got Steven Spielberg, and you got all the big directors, and yet they're not fighting against this crap. They're not for it, don't you? Yet they suck up to all these people. Steven Spielberg does not need the Hollywood system to find money to make a movie. He can make a movie. He can make a movie with his own money. Same thing with all the rest of them. Why are they sucking up?
I would say I don't know. He's Danny Boyle. His last few films have not done all that well.
It doesn't matter. He can make a film on 10 grand if he wanted to. He can make a film with 20,000. He can make a film with 1 million quid. He doesn't need 60 million. He doesn't. He's fucking Danny Boyle, for God's sakes. He made that really low budget horror film, the very first film he started off with, and it was a huge success. What is wrong with people?
It's not just about the money, but I will say that when we know they don't believe this stuff, but when they play into it, when they play along, it reinforces the whole delusion and it doesn't help anybody. Yeah, I don't care if he's like secretly standing up for real filmmakers. No, exactly.
They shouldn't play along.
When they play along, they're just as bad as the people that are really pushing this. Exactly.
The real people that are in charge is Netflix. That's all you have to please, to try and please Netflix.
Yeah, and they're 2 or 3 years behind the times on the stuff that they're preaching, and this is why, as I said earlier, I don't believe it's gone away. It's just being rebadged. They're trying to tone it down while Trump's in office.
Yeah, it's definitely getting rebadged.
Yeah, and they're just gonna keep doing it. I think it also shows the people behind all of this that they're the one that wield immense power, because regardless of what he says about Danny Boyle as a great director or producer, if he is pushing it as well, and as you said, Ian, there's no way he doesn't believe it. He believes it. He knows it's nonsense, but there's some people behind the scenes pushing this, and they're not playing particularly nice, I bet, to make sure that their points are made public. It's a very sad indictment of the industry at the moment and the culture in general.
As the audience, what we can do is when we see somebody selling out their artistic integrity, we can vote with our wallet. And we can comment publicly, but voting with your wallet, that's what we do.
Well, Hollywood is very, very much still in support of all of these things. And all I can say is I do believe that a reckoning is coming. There are studios that are going to collapse.
Yeah, I was going to say,
because people won't keep going to see these films.
Think that Hollywood has to fail completely, then they might get the message.
It's failed completely. There's no doubt about it. Someone like Sylvester Stallone, right? He could put an advert out saying, I'm making a movie, right? He could find the money tomorrow and get unknowns in the film. As long as he's in it, it will be sellable, right? Remember, Hollywood doesn't own all the distributing companies around the world. Once you've got Sylvester Stallone in your movie, you'll be able to sell it to the lower end countries. And if you make it for a reasonable budget, you'll get your money back. That's how it works.
The-
But I don't
the trouble-
understand
Yeah, but
people are fucking
Hollywood's
nuts.
not running the show anymore. It's all tech companies, and
But
they're
did
not
I
gonna
mention
fail.
Hollywood? But I'm just saying that.
No, I know. No, what I'm
occasions,
saying,
yeah.
Hollywood can fail completely, but we now have
Exactly.
3 of the biggest tech companies in the world really that are
but-
pushing this.
I mean,
So-
a word in
But
particular.
they
I
are
would say as
making.
well,
Hold on.
is-
So they're making stuff for their own channels, though. What you call it? The
Slay
tech
Raid, I love
companies,
this.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry, John. They're making their
That's-
own stuff for their own channels. Okay, right. So that's why that's fine with them. But for the rest of the world, there's things like Cannes. There's things like the Berlin. You know, you go there and you sell your films, right? And I'm telling you, if Danny Boyle got this fella in his movie, which is on that picture, he'd be able to sell it around the world. He wouldn't need Hollywood. That's why I don't understand. Why are they sucking up to these people?
I
don't.
would say
It
the
doesn't
main.
make any sense. Sorry, mate.
I would say the main. That's okay. I would say the following on from what you said there, mate. I would say that the main problem we've got at the moment, and the word is BlackRock, and from a BlackRock perspective, they're financing a lot of these companies now. You know, it was Larry Fink, who was the head of BlackRock, that only a year and a bit ago came out and effectively
He
said,
said he was doing
"Look."
it, yeah.
He said, look, sometimes you've got a force change. And what
Yep.
they're doing now is, with the financing of movies, what they're doing now is effectively, as you guys will know, you know, if you want to finance a movie, you go and get a finance loan for that movie from the likes of BlackRock and co, who have these companies. And what they're doing now is they're saying, right, to get that finance for that movie, you've got to comply with these DEI initiatives. If you don't, or you go off piste,
You're out.
you don't get your finance for it.
You don't
That's
need
why all of
finance
this is
for a
happening.
movie. You don't
No,
need to look.
you
You
do.
don't need to
You do
finance
for-
your movie.
No,
hold
I
on.
disagree.
Hold on,
I
right?
disagree.
No.
I disagree.
Fight!
All right,
Fight!
so did hold on. So did Robert Rodriguez get finance for his very first movie? No. Did Tarantino
Yeah,
get
but that was in the
finance for his first-
past.
But that's no. But the thing is that you could still. I made a movie and I didn't have finance on my movie.
Yes.
The point I'm trying to make, you can make a movie, and once it's done and it's solidified, you can sell it. You don't need BlackRock to.
You're
fight-
talking.
No,
you're
you
talking
cannot.
now about. You're talking
Easy
about
chaps.
corporations. You're talking now, Ian, about corporations. Okay. The best example I'll give you is about Disney. Disney had an operational financing fund for Disney of about 200 million last year, right? All they do for their films is finance. If they don't, as someone said earlier, kiss the ring, they don't get the finance for their movies. I'm
Don't need
talking
it.
from a corporate perspective.
Oh right.
Well,
and-
you do need it if you're if you've only got sort of 200 million to make large blockbuster movies that they want.
But they don't
Otherwise,
have
you're
to
in
make
trouble.
those
It's-
movies. But that's
it's
my point.
not-
My point is they don't have to make that kind of movie that deserves that amount of money. They don't. They can make lower end films like they did when they started off. If they're still
It's-
passionate about making movies, that's what they'll do. But that's why I don't understand why
But
they're not
if
doing
if the corporate monopoly decides they are not going to buy your movie, you can't sell your movie.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
just about the
it.
financing.
In America,
about
they
the
probably won't
respect-
buy them.
It's about the
Nobody-
respect of your peers. It's about people cooperating. It's
gone.
about getting a
That's
distributor.
all gone. That's all gone. Hollywood does not exist anymore. It's all gone, right? You don't need this. That's the reason why stars don't sell anymore. It's
It's all
because
gone,
your audience is
man.
completely different, right? So,
I've-
bearing all that stuff in mind, you can make a movie without insurance if you wanted to. Spielberg can go to another country, he can come to England and make a film. Do you know what I mean? But no,
Spielberg,
Well, the
yeah.
government, the UK government's been funded by BlackRock. Bit of politics. Moving
Yeah.
on.
you just have to
Mhm.
avoid it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just have to avoid it and make a film.
Do you know?
that
I
you want
even
to make.
here's the irony, folks. I
Yeah.
even get adverts for BlackRock on my
Yeah.
YouTube feed.
I think
Fucking
Not
BlackRock
the
on
racist,
YouTube.
BlackRock.
yeah.
If you see Brown turn up in the next show and he's got bright blue hair, then you know that he's taking the BlackRock money.
So Danny Boyle feels like he needs to kiss the ring, obviously.
Yeah,
So ask him. All other arguments aside, he's doing it, so there must be a reason.
Yeah,
don't
unfortunately,
think
Mega
there
Geek,
is.
I think you're assuming that these people have artistic integrity.
Yeah.
Well,
which
you
they
may be
don't.
right there. You may
They
be right
don't.
there. But I do know one thing, that they have the power to make their own films. right?
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
totally confused why
They could go out.
Maybe they're just too old. I don't know.
Yeah, they could go out and produce something independently. There's independent groups out there, studios out there. They could fund their little $18 million, $10 million movie, and they could make something really great.
Danny Boyle could have got 60 mil together for this, couldn't he? Of his own money.
He could,
but he wouldn't have been able to go to the good parties.
He could have done a Coppola.
Yeah, he could have done. If Spielberg made a film, right, for say 2 million, right, and it's packaged and everything, and BlackRock is trying to block him from everything, but all he has to do is go to a big distributor. Who's going to turn down a Spielberg film? Who's going to turn down a film with Sylvester Stallone in it? The lower ends, no. The Britain's distributor, no. Right? Netflix is going to literally jump on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Spielberg's part of the problem. Spielberg's part of the problem. He's not the solution. He's propping up this system. It's the Spielbergs that make the Boyles kiss the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
Shall we? That got pretty heated. Shall we?
No, it's not heated. It's just fun.
It's just
it's fun. Robust.
Okay. Glad the cam's not on. I've just started crying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the sun. It's the heat wave. Everything's heated.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to put my point forward that. Look, it doesn't matter how much power these people have got. They don't have power over what you think. Okay, right? And Spielberg and all those big directors like Coppola, even though he made a terrible movie, they can make their own films. They can do it. So there's no excuse.
The excuse is they don't want to. They're part of the problem.
You're probably right there. I'm just saying. Yeah, you're probably right there. I don't know why they're not.
Maybe they just want maybe they just want the easy life and to work.
True. Risk. It's risk versus reward, mate. Okay. And I think with Spielberg and co, it's they could, but again, what's the return on the investment that the people that are going to get that finance for them for? Spielberg at his age, he probably doesn't want to put that pressure on himself.
Here you go, Amelia Bedelia Wrench. Hello, Amelia. Let's hug it out. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right. I just like to make it clear, right, that I'm not angry. I just love having these kind of conversations.
You're always angry.
I just think it's fun.
I'm always angry. Okay.
You're not angry like making me cry.
Okay, let's move on.
Mate.
I will say good evening, Slayer Rage. Good evening.
I'm still waiting for Amelia's hug.
Okay, so do we want to? One review here liked it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then hated it.
Yeah.
28 years later. Okay. Shall we leave 28 years later?
Yes,
I've read a few of these reviews, and a lot of them have said a lot of very similar things that you've had to say about it, Brown, that tonally it's just kind of all over the place. And some people are going to swing with that, and others are just not going to like it at all. It's going to kind of clang.
So, in a nutshell, folks, 28 years later is a 50-50 film. So, I'll leave it up to you. Okay, let's move on then.
Yeah.
Okay, who saw this? I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but I'm going to.
Story.
I think. Was it? Is it?
Yes, and this is an old story. This was told a year or so ago.
Okay, well, I got it 8 minutes ago.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but I'm going to say it because we were opening up to one another. Chris Nolan brought me Inception first, and I didn't get it. I've never said that out loud. It's those movies that you go into, those alternative realities. They don't pitch well. Will Smith.
Do you know what, Will Smith? You dodged a bullet there, mate. That's all I can say.
Do you mean with looking at the way you juggle your complicated personal life with alacrity, you're admitting that you might not be that bright? I am actually shocked.
Okay, it's old news, but obviously it's surfaced again. So
yeah, I didn't like Inception.
He's basically saying he's dumb, but we knew that.
I watched a video earlier, and it was Peter Davison, the fifth Doctor Who, and he was saying, he was being interviewed, and he said when he got offered the fifth Doctor Who role, he wasn't sure he was going to take it, but the reason he decided to take it was he said he didn't want to be one of those people that comes out as an actor and then says, be the idiot going, oh yeah, I got offered it first, but I turned it down. acting like an ass. And it's just reminded me of that today by what Will Smith's done. It's like, you know, at least have respect for people in your industry. You know, it's just
okay. So
notice he's blaming it on the movie and the pitch, and not blaming it on his inability to understand.
Okay,
it.
has Will Smith made 3 big mistakes in his life then? So one is The Matrix. He turned that down.
He did, yeah.
2, Inception.
Mm-hmm. And 3, slapping someone.
Jada Pinkett.
No, getting married to.
Yeah. Marrying
Jada
Jada Pinkett Smith. That is by far the largest mistake.
If you
knew where I was going with that.
If you count his wife and 2 kids, you don't even need to hit the movies.
Yeah. Oh,
see,
boy.
they're all going. They all know where I was going.
Well, he
with
doesn't.
It,
I'm pretty sure he doesn't need to work anymore. He's like wadded up, isn't he?
well, nobody's going to employ him, are they?
Narcissists always need to work because they need the attention.
He made a song recently, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
my God.
He's some weird, crazy cuck narcissist who gets off on being humiliated. So I don't know what. I mean, look at that song. That's all you need to know.
I know
about the attention that he needs.
Yeah,
but yeah, so but he does need that stuff. Like most of them, they need the attention.
Yeah,
I couldn't even watch like. That song made me embarrassed to myself. I couldn't even 20 seconds in, and I wanted to hit myself. Like I was so cringed. It was.
You look at you've seen the women in that video though.
I never looked close enough, but they're not really attractive, are they?
No,
yeah, they're uggas. Yeah, I thought I was watching Department Q.
There you go. Suliju from Men in Black, great movie, to that.
Yeah, from Linda Fiorentino to that. I mean, come on.
Wonder what happened to her, Linda Fiorentino. She disappeared all of a sudden, didn't she?
Man, Last Seduction. Oh my God.
Let's not forget Independence Day.
I never.
Yeah, I loved Independence Day when it came out. I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of flaws,
but it's good.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
She's like on the top 5 femme fatales of like all time, up there with Kathleen Turner and.
I just think
my brain's been.
Will Smith just needs to get rid of Pinkett.
Oh God, I just feel bad for the kids. Those kids never had a chance. Those 2 narcissists for parents. They
doesn't
never
he
had a chance.
Doesn't he have a couple normal kids too, or am I confused? Am I boomering?
Who knows?
Boomering, probably. Okay, that's Will Smith. Everybody.
No one who's Jada Pinkett Smith's kid is going to be normal. There's not a chance.
First look at Giganto in the Fantastic Four. He was on the cover of the first ever Fantastic Four issue.
Yeah, but this isn't in the movie, right? This is just a pizza commercial.
Yeah, it's a pizza advert, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. Now I want pizza.
That'll make more people go to buy pizza than watch Fantastic Four.
I was going to say, amusingly, it's not going to make more people see Fantastic Four. It's just people want pizza.
I've had a pizza
advert. Yep.
I've had a pizza that looked like that though, but
yeah, it's actually a good representation of that drawing.
Honestly, I think the commercial is going to be better than the movie.
Yeah.
I wonder why they chose not to make it green though. It's all kind of gray, isn't it?
Well, look at it's the same kind of washed out color they do with everything now, right? Like it's pretty much. I don't think the skill of color timing actually exists anymore.
Yeah,
it's people who grew up with digital, so they never learned how to really deal with and so it's always that flat, washed out look.
Yeah.
Still, though, I don't understand. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I don't understand why this is in the film. It's not. This should be in the film, shouldn't it?
I think I should name a. I hope somebody names their cat Giganto though. Good cat name.
The Fantastic Four.
Well, I mean, we're going to have a blast when this movie comes out. I have a feeling it's going to be way worse than even we're expecting.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Relatively quiet on the Fantastic Four news this week.
Because they know it's going to fail big time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably doing emergency reshoots again.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Kind of a sidestep. Obviously, that's advertising pizzas.
Mm.
Who saw this?
No, rubbish.
New look at the Weed Richards popcorn bouquet for the Fantastic Four First Steps. It will cost bargain $39.99.
Why
Is
would you
the-
buy that?
Is the hand job extra? Because he looks like he's already there.
Why would you buy this?
Well, at
though?
least
Because,
it's going to cost. Well, it costs half of what the Galactus bucket
had.
costs.
But
No.
this is just like no imagination went into it. Why would he be stretching it's not, he's looping around and coming back with this. He's not even doing anything. They should have made his head the bucket and he stretched his mouth out to make the opening.
Is
laying down.
Is that the ultimate reach around?
Yes. Besides
to be
your
honest,
your tutor,
Got,
maybe.
And for me, if I'm
Also-
there and I'm reaching down to pick up some popcorn, the last thing I want to see is a miniaturized Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
reaching into toward your crotch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why would you?
Now the Galactus one looks pretty awesome, but the rest of them are terrible. The other ones they've made are just awful. And what's really funny is actually there's been a few different fan made versions that are out there that are just great. Like, man, they really should have used those instead. But
Yeah.
I wonder if
There's
these
one
things
that-
sell though. Do they sell?
They
these
do.
Things? You know, the
Well, the good
Galactus
one-
thing and
the good ones do. Yeah,
The good ones, the
ones do.
Wolverine and Deadpool ones sold like crazy, but
We never
right.
get them
You're
in the UK.
this is the ultimate reach around bucket. You're exactly right.
No, Z is the ultimate.
No. So Z, well, how do you feel about this one right here? How does it rank between Uncle Owen and Princess Leia? What are we looking at?
Somebody said, Manuel Grell said, stop giving money to China.
Huh.
How much would this sort of cost to make? Probably a couple of dollars
72 cents at scale.
with
I wouldn't buy
workers
it.
in sweatshops.
Right. I
with
mean, once they
suicide nets and stuff.
once they run out quantities of them, you would be shocked to know just how very little.
Well,
what is it
the,
made of anyway? Is it made of like cardboard or something? What is
Oh, it's
Plastic?
anybody?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
being molded
plastic?
Plastic.
It's obviously great for the environment. Obviously,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
little woke tards won't be complaining about that.
As they're going through their sweet and salted popcorn.
I thought it was made of rubberized Pedro Pascal, and if you're lucky, I won't go there. Never mind.
Okay. Okay, so that's the popcorn bucket, folks.
Fantastic Four.
New Lego poster for Fantastic Four First Steps has been released in theaters July 25th. So they've got the Lego slant on it now.
Hey, Legos can make almost anything good. So
Yeah, I
there's
think I'd
no
rather watch.
telling.
At this point, I think I'd rather watch the Lego movie of this.
Sue looks more male than Pedro there, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. The thing's still small though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's move on, shall we?
let's move on.
Pedro's got a full beard there instead of just a mustache.
Oh yeah, I'd say the popcorn bucket was based on Pedro's father reaching around to steal a woman's egg when she wasn't alive.
Is any of the panel looking forward to Fantastic Four? Chat, anybody looking forward to Fantastic Four?
No.
You mean coming on here or actually going to see it at the movie?
I'm coming.
Did
No,
I buy a
watching.
ticket? Yes. Am I actually looking forward to seeing it?
Have you
Not
bought a ticket?
Particularly, no.
I think
Yeah.
this film is going to make it a hat trick of failures for Marvel.
It will,
really
yes.
do.
Yep.
And this shouldn't be the one that fails, should it really?
No, I mean,
Fantastic Four, you know?
yeah.
The big theater here is up to 26 tickets. It was only 8 2 weeks ago, so they are selling some tickets.
But the truth is, right, they should have required the rights of the Fantastic Four ages ago, and they should have made it when they were doing Endgame or the other one. Fantastic Four should have been involved in Endgame and Infinity War, but they chose.
Fox wouldn't sell.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they should have given them something that they couldn't refuse to actually get them,
folks.
really.
They did. They bought them out.
Here, folks. Internet help desk. Wrench will spot them, my friend. Hat trick. Funny way to say 10 movies in a row.
I was being kind.
It's look, people like us are gonna go and see it, but the normies, they don't even know who they are. Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
So-
I'll note.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of
Yeah.
people do not care.
Thursday and Friday and most of Saturday are sold out for Superman, and the most tickets I've seen for any showing of this is 28 seats.
Do you know what, guys? I saw the Fantastic Four film again, actually yesterday. And do you remember that scene in it? I'm talking about the one with Jessica Alba and Ewan, what's his name? You remember that scene in it where she's naked? Invisible Girl.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Do you remember that
vividly.
scene? They would never do that today. They would never do that today. Crazy.
They would, but it'd be
Face.
Pedro.
Yeah. Punchable face, French. Oh, my friend, I would. This is damning. I wouldn't waste 700 megabytes of space on my hard drive. Damn.
Mm,
Ugh.
Fantastic Four. Oh my god.
Yeah, Mr. Brown, I sent you a little thing on Twitter.
Okay, well, if I look at my computer
Superman.
blow up.
Oh, that's right.
just
Sorry,
like the
forgot.
Chris Reeves poster, isn't it?
There's a lot of James Gunn stuff.
Mm.
Hashtag Superman shit logo is in theaters July 11th. New poster, everybody. It begins.
I'm definitely
You
going
mean
to go and see it.
Superman's James Gunn is in theaters.
Oh yeah, sorry. James Gunn's Superman, everybody.
It better be good.
I mean,
Probably won't be.
I'm still looking forward to it. I will admit, I will say it's James Gunn that is just driving me insane at the moment. It's just like, get out of the way, mate, because it's a Superman movie, and as we've joked about, he just doesn't know when to quit. I mean, did you see he's done a magazine cover shoot, and he's lying on a couch, and it's like, no, you're promoting Superman, it's just
James
go
Gunn's
away.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is,
It's-
he's dressed sexier than Rachel Brosnahan is. Like,
Yeah,
that's not fair. But that they keep pushing that 10-minute interview scene, just is pissing me off, man.
I
See, it's
can't-
amazing what they're pushing for this film, isn't it? I always go back to Superman putting his boots on. What the fuck was that about?
He's
Really?
giving what's the face one. I cannot take my eyes away from that shitty logo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Can you imagine Christopher Reeve having a 10-minute argument about social media with Margot Kidder? Like,
Even though I'm
He
being
wouldn't.
invented, but there you go.
He wouldn't, because Superman was stoic in
Yeah.
the Superman that I know. But this Superman
Yeah.
looked like he's a lost puppy kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's like-
Here you go, folks. Manuel Grell Wrench. Hello, my friend. Can anyone confirm the rumor that James Gunn is involved in this? The marketing has been rather vague so far.
Yeah, I keep going up and down. I'm hoping it's good. I want to love it, but man, every time I look at something online, I'm like, gosh.
Ugh.
I think it's going to be a lot of comedy in it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
John.
and that's okay. I was going to say the marketing for it is really cringy as well. I mean, where that's like there was one earlier online where it's what's his name, who's playing Superman, and then all of a sudden you got Lex and you got Lois that suddenly they're kneeling down and they suddenly stand up behind him, and they do all stuff like that, and it's kind of like the modern marketing idea, but it's just go take me back to the old days when you had like trailers for superhero movies where you actually showed just TV spots of action. Now it's like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but last week their marketing was every area of the country they were going, there would be something, the Superman symbol would appear.
Yeah, they're lighting the thing up. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, don't give us that. Let's have clips, not loads, but give us some clips to go, yeah, that looks good. Let's go and see it.
Hideous Ruin. Hello, my friend. Wouldn't Superman have killed her if he screamed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have sonic boomed her into a million pieces. I would like to propose upgrading Manuel Grill to legend status, if that's
Also, right,
on the
Superman is
table.
not stupid. He wouldn't like even in that worst Superman film, the one where he was with Nuclear Man. He knew the problems of the world. He didn't just rush in and go to another country, try and stop a war, whatever, isn't it? And he even had to go to the place and
UN.
tell the UN and tell them that he was going to get rid of all the nuclear weapons, didn't he? He didn't just get
Yeah.
like this Superman. He comes across like a kid. Do you know what I mean? That's
when
lost.
he screams in the recent trailer. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Anyway, let's find out if it's any good. Might be fun. You never know.
I've got
Not
this,
long.
I've got this feeling that there's been the marketing and so much hype has been pushed on this. I just get the feeling that they are not confident this movie is going to do well. I could be wrong.
The box office has been downgraded as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the box office keeps coming down just a little bit. I just have this feeling like they really want to get everyone they can in the theater that first weekend, because they know second weekend it's not going to get any kind of good word of mouth.
Oh, not long to wait now, folks.
It's going to flop like a fat kid at the public pool. For a good week.
I think it's going to do better than that, but this is not going to break $1 billion. It's not going to happen.
I say
Goodwin wrenched. This is going to flop like a fat kid at the public pool. Yeah.
Well, it'll make a big splash, but it won't last long.
I think the most nerve-wracking week of James Gunn's life is going to be in between weeks 1 and 2 of this.
As I said, I think it's going to be a lot of comedy in there, and I think it's going to be Star-Lord as Superman, and everybody else around him is going to be the Guardians. That's the feeling I get from the clips and the trailer that I've seen. So that's what I'm expecting, and I'm just hoping it's enjoyable enough. That's all.
I think the concern I have as well is that I've just got a feeling that he's trying to cram too much into one film.
Yep.
It should be a Superman movie. And he's already said that, metahumans have been around for 200 to 300 years in this universe. And there's so many cameos from different people in the movie. And this is a modern issue where there's too many studios. They focus on laying the foundations for the universe as opposed to focusing on making the first film successful. And I think it's going to suffer from that.
You sounded like Keir Starmer then, laying the foundations. Bit of politics.
Well, I'm not on cam because he stood right behind me now with 2 security guards.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of James Gunn stuff this week. That's the only thing that's happened this week, to be fair. Okay, so
Lost-sided man.
Bella Ramsey.
James Gunn says the viral, funky shot of David Cornwall's Superman isn't in the movie. It wasn't a finished visual effects shot. I forgot to look at this closely. So
what?
That's one have kind of got me by.
It's not in the movie now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're in charge. How could you let something like that go in the trailer? God, these people are crazy.
It's just every word out of his mouth is just designed to distract from
the shitness of the movie.
Yeah,
but see, I mean, he's focusing on too much. Not one movie.
Yeah, nobody wants to make a movie anymore. Everybody wants to make a cinematic universe. From the get-go, and that's not how that works.
Alex Ashgan Wrench, hello, my friend. He lies.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. And if you're in charge of this and the Warner Brothers is relying on it, why would you let something like that slip?
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
Can you imagine the James Gunn polygraph? It uses 3 times as much electricity as normal polygraph, and it can cause a 1.2 quake on the Richter scale.
Here you go. Boosh McFadden, hello, my friend. Wrenched, pissing in your face and calling it rain. Yes, warm rain. We had that yesterday.
What he and Jennifer do in their privacy of their home is not really our business.
I want
Ow, tough
the
crowd.
DC world to survive. I want the DC universe because let's face it, they haven't really done anything great. So I'm hoping that this is enjoyable enough for people to want a second one and for the DC universe to go forward. But somehow I don't think it's going to. Anyway,
we will be entertained. It just depends on the level of entertainment. This one,
well, it
it's
depends
50-50 at the moment.
Depends on how many people want to go and see this film. You know, a lot of people have to go and see this film for them to get their budget back. Do you know what I mean? So it's
here you go. Emperor Goodwin wrenched. Prepare for disappointment, Ian.
Thanks, mate.
Fucking hell. Okay. Let's sidestep lots of Gunn stuff.
DC Studio.
James Gunn reveals that he recently just killed a DC movie because the script wasn't very good. Everyone wanted to make the movie. It was greenlit, ready to go. The screenplay wasn't ready. I couldn't do a movie where the screenplay is not good.
Oh, shut up.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'll let effects go into the trailer without checking them.
Yeah, exactly. And also, right, remember when he finished the first time they finished production? Oh, yes, we finished. You know, we're pretty pleased what we got. We're not going to do any reshoots. Next thing you know, they're doing reshoots. So, yeah, he's lying for his teeth. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Okay, what movie was it then? Do we know?
Why does he even feel the need to say anything?
Exactly.
Is it more distraction?
Exactly.
This would have been the authority, I imagine. It was like the first movie he announced.
Yes.
Maybe. I reckon it was Wonder Woman.
No, really, I'm choosy when I look at scripts. I promise.
It's Wonder Woman. That's what it was.
Hot girl movie.
No, it was Wonder Woman. I'm telling you, it was Wonder Woman. Yeah.
It didn't happen. That's what I'm telling you. This is bullshit.
You're probably right.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay. More
Blunder Woman.
Blunder Woman. More sidestepping.
I thought Clayface was supposed to come before Wonder Woman.
Okay, we've got a compliment coming in, especially from Gavin. Sorry, Gavin.
Blackburn.
Gavin Blackburn wrenched. John's good. Bring him back.
Thanks a lot, Gavin. I will send that money to you a little bit later on. Cheers.
Joe Darkness.
Shall we
move along?
Who's good at reading?
I can
obviously
do it
not you.
No, I got it. James Gunn says the movie industry is dying mainly because people are making movies without a finished screenplay. Well, this is, I suppose, true. It's not because of people not wanting to see movies. It's not because of home screens getting so good. The number one reason is because people are making movies without a finished screenplay, he told Rolling Stone. We just killed a project at DC Studios. Everybody wanted to make the movie. It was greenlit, ready to go. Screenplay was ready. I couldn't do a movie where the screenplay is not good. And we've been really lucky so far because Supergirl's script was so effing good off the bat. And then Lanterns came in and the script was so effing good. Clayface, same thing, so effing good. So we have these scripts that we've been really lucky with, or wise in our choices, or whatever the combination is. So yeah, the screenplay wasn't ready. Sure.
Can I translate this?
Yeah, you're gonna go.
People aren't going to movies because they suck for the opposite reason that my movies don't suck. So he's half right. He's like, people aren't going because the movies are shite, but he's saying, but we don't do the things that they do to make their movies shite. So come see my movies.
He's taking a direct shot at the MCU is what he's doing here.
Yeah, and
he's taking a direct shot.
Employer.
Yes, at the MCU and their penchant recently for making movies that do not have finished scripts. They start making movies and then they shoot scenes that are just, that they have in notebooks and stuff. They don't actually have a finished film before they start shooting.
And he's being pretty mean-spirited about it, and a lot of other studios are catching strays, but he's not wrong. It's just like why take this particular attitude?
But it's not the number one reason, is it? The number one reason is because it's woke. That's the reason why things.
Well, that was included in the fact that was included in shite.
There you go. Emperor Goodwin wrenched. The screenplays I write are so fucking good.
Yes.
Yep.
That is
exactly.
the implication. That's exactly what he's saying.
The trouble you've got
Thank
as
you,
well,
Dan.
you know, he comes out with comments like this, and you really need to keep quiet until your movie has come out. Then you can say whatever you want. But also, this is from a guy who's talking about, you know, effectively talking about quality. He is employed on his writing team, arguably one of the worst comic book writers in history, Tom King. Whose Supergirl comic book run was atrociously bad, and they're adapting that for a movie.
Yeah,
So
there's no
King.
way that script's good. No way.
Exactly.
Tom King.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that that's Wayne King's brother, isn't it?
Whoa.
It is. He should be. And he was ex-CIA, so what does that tell you?
But you know,
the bad scripts, it's because of woke. Sorry.
when his bad movies come out, this will give us the opportunity to ask him, well, what's your excuse? Because you had a script. Like
the thing is, though,
he's
got nothing to lose, does he?
Well,
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose, does he? Because, you know,
Yeah.
if the Superman was a huge success, then he can turn around and say, I was absolutely right. Look, all this stuff I said. And if it's a flop, it's done, isn't it? So he's got nothing to lose.
The Glancona. Thank you, my friend. Best brother ever. Thank you, my friend. Somebody got a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a sidestep.
Another one.
More.
You
Gunn.
just call it the Superman stream.
Okay, who's good at reading?
James Gunn says Batman is my biggest issue.
Speak up.
James Gunn says Batman is my biggest issue in all of DC right now. Batman has to have a reason for existing, right? So
Yes.
Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because Batman is the biggest character in all of Warner Brothers, which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU and a need that he's not exactly the same as Matt Reeves' Batman, but yet he's not a campy Batman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really. So we're dealing with that, he told Rolling Stones. Every single Batman story has been told. It seems like half the comics have come out of DC over the past 30 years have Batman in them. He is the most famous superhero in the world and the most popular superhero in the world. And people love him because he's interesting, but also having so much of him out there can also make him boring. So how do you create a property that's fun to watch?
Well done, mate.
Well, he's the director, so like, you're supposed to know that. You're the filmmaker, dude.
30 years of comic books, as he's supposedly saying, makes it boring. No, it doesn't make it boring. What annoys everybody is when a director comes in and doesn't actually try to adapt some great works from that history of Batman, which would be an absolute knockout at cinemas. I know where he's going at the moment with it, because with Superman, you know, he's got Crypto. There's going to be, I think he's planning to do a Superboy and Damian Wayne movie at some point, because he already announced, what was it, last year, that he was going to do a Batman movie with Damian Wayne in it.
Yeah.
So I think he's moving closer towards doing a Super Sons movie, which is going to have a mixture of all of it. You know, as you were saying earlier, it's going to have the Guardians of the Galaxy humor in a Batman movie and stuff like that. He's going to try and balance all of it, and it's going to fail.
Well, he's not going to do a Batman movie either. He's going to do a Bat Family movie,
exactly,
where it's got all the different Bat Family and we're going to introduce Huntress and all these other characters.
Well,
and it's going to be too much. I hope so.
And he's saying, I don't want to do this movie, but they're making me. So when it sucks, here's the reason why. It's not my fault.
Ian?
Yeah. What? I just saying, I hope they have Batmite in there. That's all I'm saying.
Is Gunn?
Remember that character?
Okay, look. Yeah. Is Gunn a one-trick pony?
No, look. Do you know?
Or is he becoming a one-trick pony?
Look. Seriously, I do like Gunn. I think he's a very talented writer, right? But I think he's under the thumb of the people that were in charge of Warner Brothers. I think he just wanted to make a Superman movie, and they've made him do this. This is what I suspect. Because let's face it, he wasn't this dumb when he was doing Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. Even though people didn't like 3, I liked all 3 of them. All of this, the screenplays, every screenplay in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe, they were all solid. All of them. I thought they were all solid. So he can't be that stupid, surely, or is he? I don't know. That's the question, right?
He has more than one trick. I'll give him that, but he's not willing really to adapt his style to the DC stables. He wants to adapt the DC stables to his style, and he has a very sort of specific oeuvre that he tries to put everything in. You know, he's quirky. He deals with ensembles. He is inappropriate in his sense of humor, and that worked great for Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think that flexible. He's not a flexible filmmaker or versatile. That's what I'll say. He's a good filmmaker, man, and he has more hits than misses, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to stretch out to cover this.
Here you go, folks. Dommy Wrench for a spotlight, my friend. He knows he's lost his source, so he's making excuses.
Well, these tweets are definitely excuses.
Well, again, I wouldn't class him as a stupid person. As I said, right, I think just like when Marvel was independent and were making terrific movies, and then Disney brought them out, and then it became something stupid, and they hired these stupid people. I think he's been pushed into the situation where Warner Brothers are like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, and he's just trying to deal with it. Because this is not independent, is it?
Okay,
It's owned by Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers have. You're good at making Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
So please make Guardians of the Galaxy for us. So he's being forced, is what you say.
Well, no. So basically, they say make a Superman movie, and he's like, "Okay, I'll make Superman." He's writing it. Halfway through, they're going, "Well, we want some other heroes in there," and he's like, "What? I have to put other heroes in there?" And then he's like, "Oh,
they want the toy chest."
You know what I mean? So so keep pushing it, and now it's out of focus. But he's trying to make the best of it because no one admits when they're going down the wrong road, do they? They have to keep up the facade to promote what they're trying to promote, right? And
it's studio interference.
Absolutely, I think so. I might be wrong.
And ultimately, nobody admits when they're over their head. He got hired for a job that he's not really well suited to do, and now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
It's like being a politician, isn't it? So you can't say that you're wrong. You can't say that you're wrong, otherwise, that's what I'm saying. So he's in that position now.
Reeves,
as I said, he's not. I don't think this man's stupid at all, but it's really stupid.
Okay, let's do something.
Is it enough? Oh.
Okay, have we done with I'll just quick. James Gunn is irritated by comic fans outraged over the long wait for Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's Batman 2. People should get off Matt's nuts because it's like, let the guy write the screenplay in the amount of time he needs to write it.
The thing is, he's not
never
exactly
happening.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
He's written like 5 of them that Gunn has rejected. So this is a really weird tweet from him.
I think they don't want 2 versions of Batman in the Warner Brothers stable. They just want one.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're just going to give it time that this will disappear, and then Gunn's going to come out going,
"We
found a screenplay. We found a good screenplay for Batman."
By now, Rad Wrenched. Gunn doesn't want this to happen. Is that true?
He doesn't.
Yeah, no.
He wants his own version. He doesn't want an Elseworlds Batman, and I think they'll never admit they're cancelling it. They'll just keep pushing it further and further back until they hope people just forget about it. That's what they do. But this isn't happening. I thought that when it, what was it, a couple of years ago when all this was still going on. It just doesn't make any sense, does it? As you said, Ian, having two Batmans in DC, it's not going to do you any good when you're trying to build a universe, is it?
I will say I like the phrase "get off Matt's nuts."
But did he really say this stuff though?
Probably.
Okay.
Move on. Bogged. Yeah, it's getting a bit bogged down, isn't it? Okay.
I couldn't care less about seeing a Batman 2.
We're never going to see it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
let's
on
see
then.
what's next.
Boom.
Oh God, here you go. James Gunn
no.
clarifies the status of Luca Guadagnino's Sergeant Rock. I feel like we're in a pretty good place. We're still moving forward, but yeah, right now isn't exactly where I wanted it to be creatively. So it needs to be changed a little.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
he gets cocked by a female Sergeant Rock. That's probably what they want now, isn't
Yeah,
they? So
yeah.
We need to put a chick in it and make it gay.
Oh, this is Luca Guadagnino.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
know,
be
I-
gay. All
Yeah.
right, it's gonna be real gay.
I am. Yep, I know.
Daniel Craig, isn't it, in the lead?
I think he actually is as publicly.
He turned
backed
it down,
out,
I think. Yeah, he turned it
Yeah.
down.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, shall we move along?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite gay enough for him.
Okay. I'm not sure what's next.
Oh no, it's
Okay,
him.
shall we do some super chats just to break it up a little bit? Let's do some supers.
Super
Okay.
chats. I think you got 4.
Supers. Here we go. Common people. Wrench, £6.69. Please explain to the foreigners how 19 degrees C in the UK is hotter than 30 degrees C anywhere else. Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know. Humidity? I don't know.
Is it only 19 degrees in the UK?
It was a lot cooler today than yesterday. It was
Still warm.
horrendous yesterday.
Yeah.
Humid. We don't have aircon in buildings, you see, in homes like you guys do.
That's good. That's gonna be the thing. Is over there you don't have aircon. Yeah, you don't have air conditioning, so it's gonna make things rough.
Yeah, we're doing our bit for global
But
warming.
Still, 19. See that's would be.
I knew Mega
beautiful
Spider-Man was going to
outside.
ask us a question. I knew
Mega
Mega
Spider-Man wrench €5 to all. Favorite Michelle Pfeiffer film? Why that?
And Michael Keaton as well.
There's 2 questions. We'll do the first
Yeah.
one.
Anybody?
Scarface.
Oh, really?
Tequila Sunrise, I enjoy.
Oh, she looked gorgeous in that film. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
Ant-Man?
She's lovely. No.
Into
Frankie
the
and
Night.
Johnny.
Oh, yeah, that's
she
a
looked
good
good
one.
in that too.
Into the
good in
Night.
that.
She looked beautiful. Jeff Goldblum was hilarious. It's one of those, wacky midnight run kind of movies. Yeah.
What was that film she was in with George Clooney? She looked good in that one too. Was it One Fine Day? It was called, I think.
Oh, yeah. I know
She looked good in that film.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Fave Michael Keaton film plus
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman. That's it.
That's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash.
Oh no.
See, I guess thing is, I just don't really rate her as an actress. She's lovely, but I don't think she's all that good a performer.
I think
so
she's
I don't
good.
really have a favorite of hers.
I think she's good. I think she's a good actress.
I'm gonna say the first Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, he's good in that.
RoboCop.
Oh no, that
the remake.
The remake. Yeah. What about that one where he was a bird? It was all done in one take.
Oh, Birdman.
Birdman. Yeah, he was good in that. He was good in that.
Yeah, yeah.
What about that one, the McDonald's? That he was good in that one too.
Oh yeah.
Multiplicity.
Multiplicity.
Yeah, he does rate as an actor. Clean and Sober was a good one, obviously near and dear to my heart. But
Jack Frost.
Night Shift was freaking hilarious, man. That was
White Noise. He's a good actor. He really is a good actor.
Yeah, no, I do like Michael Keaton. I think he's a great performer. Yeah,
turning a morgue into a brothel. What a genius idea.
Again, Warner's fucking it up. They could have give us a one more Batman movie with Keaton. Flash felt like a little bit of a warm up, and they should have followed through, but they just all binned it, didn't they?
Well, they should have just. Yeah, I mean, were there plans to make a Michael Keaton old man Batman film?
You could easily do a Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
and you have Michael Keaton as the elderly Wayne.
Could have been great.
And that was going to be Batgirl, wasn't it? So I'm glad they cancelled it, because the Batman Beyond, the older Batman training, the understudy was going to be Batgirl. And I'm like you, a Batman Beyond movie with Keaton as an older Bruce Wayne Batman. I mean, that's a license to print money, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're just stupid.
Could work well.
You go, folks. Internet Help Desk, Wrench, World of Sport, £5 off to do a charity stream. Catch this on the rerub. Have a great night, everybody. Cheers, Desk.
How is $225 million a significant reduction of anything? I'm just looking at that slide. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
His salary was like in the 50s or 40s.
It's just,
it looks like he got a raise.
Well,
crazy money.
Yeah. Well, they changed the package that he got so that he got more in stock options, which means that if the company performs poorly, stock goes down, he loses.
Yes. David Zaslav, everybody.
So, I mean, yeah, he's still ridiculously. All of these executives are ridiculously overpaid. But
how can they be paid so much? How could they justify?
And they wonder why they can't get budgets under control.
You could make 3 films with that.
And they, and he's really hated by a lot of the lefties as well. They really go for him, where Iger gets a free pass. But I think it's because, they see him as, right leaning, don't they? But to be fair to him, when he was running Discovery and he was doing the little, the little, building or, DIY SOS shows like that were cheap to make, and it was getting a lot of views. He did well, and then they merged and people hate him for it. But I thank him for at least being involved with cancelling Batgirl. I appreciate that.
Well, Punchable Face Wrenched, he did.
Yeah.
I think the Batgirl movie can make money.
I reckon in the next 10 years' time, somebody's going to come out with that movie.
Well, you might get to see some of it. It's not finished, so
they should finish it. It would make money.
You won't see all of it.
Isn't it because they took the tax write-off on it, that they can never release it?
Yeah. The way that they did it, they can never actually.
Someone's pirated it.
Yeah, it can get stolen or leaked.
Someone could leak it. Someone could steal it. It happens. I mean, we were never supposed to see the Roger Corman Fantastic Four,
but we saw it.
That got out.
Yeah, I have a good copy of that one.
Yeah,
let's move on then. Wait, something different. Okay, John Bernthal is back as the Punisher in Sony and Marvel's new film, Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
And he's not alone.
Yeah, but he's going to be a toned down Punisher, isn't he? For Spider-Man, it's a Spider-Man movie. Do you know what I mean? So he's not going to be tearing people's heads off and stabbing people 6 times like he did in the TV show, is he? So it's gonna. How's this going to work?
But he's going to start off as an adversary who's being controlled or manipulated by the big bad. But it's also going to have Hulk in it. It's going to be Barenthal and Hulk. Savage Hulk. Yeah, Savage Hulk.
Yeah. I hope they're going to have a Savage Hulk, and I hope what's his name in it as well? What's his name? The guy who plays the Hulk. Is he in this one as well?
Yeah,
or is it just a Hulk?
I hope not.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because it's Savage Hulk, they could get a different actor.
Okay.
Hey, Ed Norton, also he's busy?
Yeah, he's in a different time zone now, isn't he? Because everybody doesn't know who Peter Parker is, so it's all different, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, this only seems like possible good news to me because I really like John Barenthal and I love the Netflix version of Punisher.
Sorry?
He's got his own series coming up as well.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Of course, if we show him, then we have to try and figure out why the hell Spider-Man isn't helping bring down Kingpin in the TV show, along with all of the other heroes that are in New York. None of them helping with the Kingpin problem. Just Daredevil and his people.
He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
and we got to find out how Punisher gets out of his cage so he can come help Spider-Man, and Spider-Man doesn't come help with
Here you go, folks. Mudcrab Wrenched. Ruffalo equals hard pass.
I somehow got the feeling this Spider-Man film is not going to be very good. I like the last. I like the last three. Tell you, was it the last three?
Yeah.
I like the last three. Tell you the truth. You know, they're not perfect, but they were very enjoyable. But I got a feeling this is going to jump the shark. This one.
And
I
Ian
reckon.
does bring up an interesting point. I'm curious as to what the overall tone of this movie is going to be. There's definitely definitive separate ways it could go, and yeah, I don't know if they'll hit the landing on this or not.
Do you know what, guys? The logical thing to do in this film is to have Daredevil in it instead of the Punisher, because they were more of a team in the comics rather than the Punisher and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People have been waiting for that since the MCU started, man.
They never do the right thing, do they?
I think you will see him. I think you'll see Daredevil in this movie. I think that's coming.
Yeah,
because I agree. He should be there with Spidey.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're both working together at some point to take down the Punisher.
And it would make sense since they've already introduced him in a Spider-Man film. He's already there.
Yeah. They did.
I'm a really good lawyer.
And then
I
they'll
was
have
so excited when that happened, and then look what we got.
And they're going to have all the other cast members. It's like Marvel, when they get scared, they just keep adding cast members to a movie.
It was just me and my friend that screamed with laughter when we saw that in the film. Nobody knew who he was in the cinema. Nobody knew who Matt Murdock was when he turned up. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Mike, the crowd I was watching it with, didn't know who he was.
Man, our theater lost it. Like, you couldn't even hear the movie.
Wow.
People were screaming.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Daredevil Born Again editor Stephanie Philo says they were not told to watch the Netflix show pre-overhaul. The original take on it was lean away from the Netflix Daredevil show. They actually told us not to watch the Netflix show because they didn't want to affect how we were editing it. Once we restructured everything and figured out we would do a different take on it, we dove back into the Netflix side of things. We were able to use temp music from the Netflix series and get back to the darker vibe.
Gee, I wonder why they hired Stephanie Philo. Clearly, it was on her merits as an extraordinary editor, right?
She might be a good editor. You never know. She might be. You know, and also they did the dark tone. Where I didn't see any dark tone in this.
My result,
rubbish tone.
My evidence is the results. I submit the actual season of Daredevil as my evidence that she's not. But again, why watch the thing that your audience wants and is expecting?
But you know what, right? They're talking about an editor that edited Daredevil Born Again. They have no reason to talk about an editor. And you see her, well, now we know the reason why we're talking about an editor. Didn't talk about the editor that edited the Daredevil in Netflix, did they?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Again,
for them, this is defense. For us, this is like an explanation.
Professor R2, Reg World Sport, they hired her because of the septum ring. She got one.
Yeah.
She might be a good editor. You never know. So, but it's obvious why they hired her as someone.
Again, Ian, I present the actual product as evidence that she's not.
No, the editing wasn't so bad in it. That's the least of its problems. Do you know what I mean?
The bait and switch, which was the problem as well.
Yeah. The screenplay was terrible.
Also, she barely looks old enough to babysit my grandkids. What? Like, what is
do you know what? I know some editors that are younger than me, and they're brilliant. They're brilliant editors. So I mean, because kids are really good at the technology now, you know, they just pick it up really fast. So
but they need to learn taste in the actual art and craft of it as well.
That is true.
That's the problem. Right. Everybody knows the technology of color timing and sound, but nobody knows the visual theory behind these things that make it good.
Here you go, Ashen Prism, right? Shalom, my God. Seems a common theme in Disney. Come and work on our show, but don't watch what happened before.
I just like to say I have a friend in Canada, and he was in charge of Disney's visual effects. He did a lot of cartoons, and And today on LinkedIn, he sent out a message saying that Disney has literally let his whole department go, and now he's unemployed. He was employed, but he was employed with them for how many years? 6 to 7 years, 8 years. And just today they were told, we have to let you all go. And I'm telling you, right, Disney and all the companies that are making these kind of shows, they're going to go to AI and they're going to find someone that's really good at prompting, and that's what they're going to do now to save money.
Yep.
The other thing is, I would want people passionate about, it's okay to say you don't have to watch it, but like I would think that she would have watched it, because I would want people passionate about Daredevil to be working on a Daredevil show.
Yeah, but what a stupid thing to say to people, don't watch the other show. The other show was brilliant. Everybody knows that. Yes, you should be watching the other show. Do you know what I mean? It's just stupid. Sorry,
my point is, anybody working on the show should have seen it because they love Daredevil.
Exactly. Yeah.
They knew, and the reason that was told to them not to watch it is because they knew, one, they were never ever going to get it to the level that it was for the Netflix series, and two, it didn't chime with how they think in Disney. That whole the whole style of it, the whole everything about that Netflix series. And I've said to you before, Ian, Daredevil was my number one comic book character.
Yeah, I love Daredevil.
I came back to give it a chance because I thought, Charlie Cox is back as Daredevil, great, and Matt Murdock, and I got 3 episodes through, and then that was it for me. I just couldn't go any further.
Here you go, folks. Amelia Clark Scroll. Hello, my friend. Is this true? Bella Ramsey took centre stage at Soccer 2025, joining football legends and global celebrities in an unforgettable. Is that true? That's not true.
Is he trying to joke that she was actually the football? Is that?
Also, I just like on going back on Daredevil, right? If you watch the first season of Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil, how many strong women did they have in there? And the women didn't step over the men in that. I mean, Foggy was a solid character in there.
True.
Who was the nurse? I love that character, the nurse that helped him.
Rosario Dawson.
And she wasn't a woman boss either. She did what she had to do. She saved his life. Do you know what I mean? He didn't feel anything. He just thought these characters were brilliant, going. And she even appeared in the Defenders and other shows connected with it. And it's just like all that great will, all that great fantastic stuff that they did there. And when Disney took over, it was all shite. Yeah.
And that's really the problem. Karen and Foggy. Yeah.
Yes.
That was the problem. Not enough girl bosses. So Disney fixed that.
Yeah, far too many girl bosses in Born Again.
I mean, Daredevil saved the night. What's her name? Rosie Dawson's life. Remember when they were all coming in the hospital and Daredevil saved their lives and stuff like that? There was no big thing about it. In this one, Daredevil tries to save his girl. Well, he did save his girlfriend's life, just like, I saved myself. Do you know what I mean? It's just, oh my God. It's awful.
Okay, let's move on then. This is the biggie this week.
What's this?
The episode titles for Ironheart is being revealed. June, is it June 24th? 2 days?
29th. No, 24th. Yeah.
Is it 20?
24th. Who cares?
Yeah, but who cares? Yeah.
Does anybody care?
Isn't it out already?
No, nobody cares.
That's what I'm trying to tell you in June 24th. 2 days. 3 episodes.
24th and then Friday the 1st. Yeah.
I do say We in Danger Girl. I saw a clip and it's the new AI is the black teenage girl is the AI, and she speaks like that. So it'll be like the AI will be talking to her, going like a hologram. We in danger, girl. That's what's going to be in that episode.
Oh yeah. It's going to be. They're dropping this in 2 chunks. Yeah, a lot of people had said they were going to do 3 episodes and then 4 after, and then 4 weeks worth. And then no, they're going to do 3 and 3, and they're out. 2 weeks worth, and they're gone. They want to get this out and make it disappear well before anybody's going to be thinking about buying tickets for Fantastic Four. Not that that's going to help things, but they want to make sure that people have had a few weeks to forget about this disaster before they get to the.
Yeah, now there is a reason they're doing 3 and 3 and not dumping it all at once like Echo. In between, Disney Plus is, it's technically showing a profit by pennies. They have to take the hundreds of millions they spent on the show and add it to the books once it broadcasts. So Disney's fiscal quarter is actually in between June 24th and July 1st. So that lets them take half of the cost off of the fiscal third quarter and then the other half on the fourth, or is it the third, whatever.
And that's why the first one is airing on the first chunk is airing on a Thursday and the second chunk is airing on a Friday.
Yeah.
So they could push it on to July 1 and then they can push back when they have to recognize some of the losses from this disaster.
Right, because if they took all 300 million off of Disney Plus, the shareholder, so basically they're hiding the losses from the shareholders by doing
it doesn't matter. Shareholders can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, it's the big shareholders, isn't it? BlackRock and Co.
Yeah, they're the only ones. Yeah, the institutional ones are the only ones that can make changes, and they're perfectly fine with Iger having control of the board.
Here you go, then, folks. By now, Rad Wrenched, Mr. Broomy, do you think Ironheart will be worse than She-Hulk?
Yes.
Who cares?
I enjoyed She-Hulk. Justice for Todd, by the way.
This will be the worst thing that Marvel has put on Disney Plus. Period. It will be appallingly bad.
You know, although he's contractually required to do it, you know that it's going to be really bad when they've got Robert Downey Jr. promoting this now. You know, that's a sign.
They called in a big favor. Now there is a Japanese version of Ironheart that I cannot recommend enough. If you have access to a Japanese video store or streaming service, you might want to check out Ironheart. Fantastic film. I mean, beautiful cinematography. Check it out.
Yeah, 100% Goodwin. This will be this year's Acolyte. And Adam Gray in the chat says it's going to get willowed. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened either.
Well, they would willow it now, except there's no way that they'll take the risk of shelving a movie featuring, young black lesbian drag women.
Yeah.
Okay,
is she going to be in the Doomsday film?
Hopefully,
she going to be.
There you go. Glenn Kona, name one single higher than 5.5 movie since Endgame.
What, from Marvel? Home. From Marvel? Yeah, No Way Home. No Way Home.
That's really Sony. That's really Sony. So
under Disney, it's under Marvel though. Still.
What about Guardians?
Guardians.
I like
3.
Guardians.
Guardians 3 was good. And you know what? I liked Deadpool and Wolverine. I liked it. It was just silly fun. It was not like a
it was a bad movie that was very,
but it was fun. It was
let's move on then.
King of the Hill.
Okay, new poster, King of the Hill revival series premiering August 4th. Hulu.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Move along.
Yep.
Move along.
They've just lost one of the actors.
Oh,
have they?
Yeah. The Indian John Redcorn. This will depend on the execution. Could go either way.
Yeah, he got shot, didn't he, by his neighbor?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow.
What?
Don't look it up. If you do, you'll have to see John Redcorn, the actor's gay boyfriend, and you don't want to see.
Yeah, it was a very messy thing. You probably don't want to get dragged in the weeds.
Okay, let's move on then. The years have not been kind to the oft romanticized original print of Star Wars, which lacks all of George Lucas's past release tweaks and polishes and looks like a completely different film.
I'll take it.
That's the point, isn't it? Yeah. By the way, fuck you, Hollywood Reporter. They're running interference for Disney and look at fuck you.
And yes. It may look like a completely different film, and that's fine. We should all be able to watch the 1977 print if we want to. And then if you want to go see the George Lucas things that he added all the ridiculous CGI and dinosaurs and all that stuff in there, great. You go watch that version. That's fine. But don't try to tell me that I would not would not enjoy watching the original print of Star Wars.
Yeah,
he's an idiot.
100%.
Emperor Goodwin Wrench. Someone should horsewhip that Hollywood Reporter idiots.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think they paid for this. I think Disney paid for this report.
Oh, yeah.
So that
really,
so that they can start the hype for remaking the original films.
Yeah,
100%. That's coming, isn't it?
Every article that shows up in this rag is a paid for sponsored piece by someone in the industry. It's an absolute mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Kathleen wants to make it sound like the original Star Wars was crappy.
Kathleen,
it looks awful, and we need to remake it. We need to make a new version of it because the original film just looks too awful.
I didn't know this. 2 fingers. Hello, my friend. Disney doesn't have to pay for it if they partially own the rag. Is that true?
This is true.
Wait, they own the Penske Media Group? No, this is owned by Jay Penske. All of the trades are owned by the same person. There's really only one trade.
Okay.
Except for IndieWire, they are all owned by the Penske Media Group.
Okay. Ian, are you back? You've obviously gone for piss. The one slide we watched. The one slide he'll be gutted that he's not been able to talk about.
He should have kept his mic on and done a naked gun. With
I think we need to do a GoFundMe so Ian can get a bag.
Also, this shot is purposely blurry. It looks clearer than that. I've seen.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
I have the 4K scan of the 35 millimeter.
Is it good?
I have the VHS and it looks
effing fantastic.
Yeah.
All it needs, the truth is that what they did see might have looked pretty rough because this was an original, negative from some time ago. And yes, it probably, or an original print from some time ago. It might have, gotten a little discolored over time or whatever. But this, it looks terrible. Just shut up. You know what? Yeah. It's an older film, and it probably will look a little bit better if you did some remastering, cleaned it up, took scratches off of the print, and did some color adjustments and stuff like that. Yeah, probably would look better. But there's absolutely no reason to say that. Well, no, George's versions are so much better.
Yeah,
with all the CGI that looks dated and crap that he threw in there.
And you certainly don't apply the Photoshop blur filter before you put it in your magazine.
No.
Okay. Ian. All right. Bye, Ian.
He's singing while he's doing it, yeah.
Okay. Lucasfilm reportedly plans to make The Mandalorian and Grogu the first installment in a potential trilogy. It depends on how well the film does.
Yeah, there's not going to be a trilogy of these movies.
No.
There may not even be a one-age.
The thing is, I don't even know if kids are really interested in Grogu anymore. When he was in the first season of Mandalorian, there was an interest for it. It was a good little product gimmick for Disney to sell Grogu dolls, to kids. But then into season 2, that faded very, very quickly. If you do a Mandalorian film without Grogu, that might interest people a lot more. But, you're not going to get that now, are you?
It's May 26th or 27th of next year this releases.
Really? I want to ask what exactly happened at Lucasfilm that all of a sudden they have the confidence, like they were barely able. We have to get something out. Let's take our most successful Mandalorian. We'll turn it into a movie. Like now, all of a sudden, we're talking about multiple movies. What happened at Lucasfilm that all of a sudden they have confidence in their failing property again?
Well,
go on. Sorry,
this week, okay. Didn't they in the last week or so also quietly there was an article that came out that kind of hinted that they're abandoning the Rey sequel.
Yep.
Movies.
Yeah.
More than hinted. They said they're shelving the Rey movie. Yeah.
But you know what? Do you know what it is? Right? Is that they're so stupid and dumb. They know. So this Mandalorian was a success, right, on TV. And a lot of people watched the first season. I think the second season dipped off in the last season to a point.
Yeah.
And they're so dumb. They still think that audience is still there. That's why they decided to make the trilogy, and it's going to fail. It's
But
going to
when
fail
they
'cause everyone's
announced,
forgotten about it.
but when
It'll
they
be
first
a
announced
flop.
this movie, they weren't all that confident. It was just their best option, and now all of a sudden, they're.
I don't know. I think I
Oh.
said I think they're grasping at straws now, aren't they? They
Well, I
really
wonder
are.
is it Kathleen Kennedy leaving, and is this all Dave Filoni thinking, "Oh,
She's
I'm
not
finally going to get to do it my
leaving.
way"? Well,
She's not leaving.
I'm asking because their attitude about it is definitely different.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say if you're in the UK, the plans are we're going to do our meetup for the Mandalorian Grogu. I think it's
Oh, cool.
May 26th or 27th that weekend next year. So if you're in the UK, we're going to go
Where's
watch.
that happening?
We don't know yet, but it's probably going to be somewhere in Scotland, possibly.
There's not going to be any theaters left in the UK by the time this comes out.
Possibly Scotland.
Is Pedro Pascal going to be there? I just wanted to.
Yeah, fuck
ask.
it, we don't want him there. Fuck that, spoil it.
That's what it is. They saw how successful Fantastic Four was, and they decided they have a winner
So-
with Pedro.
I will say,
Full steam ahead.
I will say, even if you're more than welcome to attend, yeah. So if you're in the US and you want to come see us, feel free to come see us. Yes,
Yeah.
It's going to be in
Good luck
Scotland.
with that one. Good
Yeah.
luck with that one.
Why you're not turning up here to meet everybody?
You never
It's a
know.
bit-
Miserable
It's a bit
bastard.
far from me. It's a bit far from me, Scotland. So.
But if it was Gary, you'd be there, wouldn't you?
Of course, 'cause he's better than you. That's why.
Miserable bastard.
As long as it's the cold part of Scotland.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
God.
well, hopefully it'll be warmed up by then. Okay.
Not this warm.
I will say,
you know
Franco, I'm going to come and pick you up, mate.
Question
So no
my,
excuse.
Do you know what? Right, seriously, right. The reason why Mandalorians exist because Kathleen Kennedy didn't want to make a Boba Fett TV show because it's part of the Star Wars that she doesn't like, and that's why we have the Mandalorian. Yeah.
Okay.
But this should have been a Boba Fett movie, Boba Fett TV series. So there you go.
But even they changed that now, and I think people, even Boba Fett, when you go in toy stores now, you've got Boba Fett toys in the bargain bins. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime. But, they even changed his ship, from Slave One. They called it, was it the Firefly in the book of
Fire Spray gunship.
Yeah.
Carl
Boba
Voigtlander, hello, my friend. Wrench Willsport. I spammed FNT. Did you get your invite? No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, they can serve grape juice on Andor, but they can't say the word slave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Petro's going to get a good check for this because he's not even going to be in it. It's just going to lend his voice, isn't he?
Yeah.
Crap load.
Probably have AI do his voice. So he just collects the check.
Okay, let's sidestep then. Okay. This is probably KK. We've broadened the possibilities of stories and filmmakers we can bring in to tell stories that mean something to them. It doesn't necessarily have to connect to every little thing that's been done in Star Wars. It can actually be a standalone story that then builds into many, many other stories. Yeah.
Well, maybe at the beginning, if they'd made movies and adapted the expanded universe novels, they wouldn't be in the mess they're in now. But this just shows the desperation they're at now. I mean, this is them just saying, "Oh well, we're going to do anything," and just slap the Star Wars title on it.
Yeah,
Really.
but this shows you that that's what they thought their problem was all along. The original trilogy connecting to the original Star.
Yeah,
that was the problem. Not shitty filmmaking, not wokeness, not Kathleen Kennedy self-inserts. No, it must have been the original trilogy is why we failed. This just shows you, but it does answer my previous question, where their confidence come from. They think they have it solved now.
Great.
They still haven't given us Star Wars as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, this will be some fantastic content for YouTubers, though. This is going to be good.
Season 1 of Mandalorian is probably the closest.
Yes. I'd agree on that, definitely.
Rogu one was okay, but we didn't know at the time, but it was all the bullshit was coming in. We didn't know at the time. Okay, there you go.
Not the Acolyte.
Oh, that was peak. That was amazing. Okay, let's sidestep then. Oh, this is the one then. The Star Wars movie centered on Rey is reportedly cancelled. Sean Levy's Starfighter and James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi are moving forward. First.
James Mangold's. What, haven't they learnt their lesson with the Indiana Jones thing?
I expect this movie to be every bit as good as the Dial of Dysentery.
Do you know what?
And you know what they're going to do
What?
with Mangold? Basically, that's an origin movie for the Jedi, as it says, Dawn of the Jedi. There was a novel that came out about it. This is going to be a movie about the introduction of the Force. So they even mentioned it. It's going to be as woke as hell, that movie.
It's going to be all women, isn't it?
Whoa.
All the Jedi's going to be women.
Yeah. It's coming. That's what they're going to do.
Oh, please give me the Rey Star Wars film. I'm telling you, I would
it's
love
the one movie we want to see, isn't it?
I really would. She looks so feminine. You'll see cleavage. I'm telling you right now. It'll be awesome. Oh, dear.
And just bring it out on the 50th as well. Just go full in.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
50th anniversary to the day. Yes.
Brune, do you have that other shot of Daisy? You know, the one that's been
yeah, but we won't get that one. They won't allow her to be sexy. They'll make her half droid or something like that.
Yeah, I know. It'd be ridiculous, isn't it? But give it to me. I'll tell you, I'll make her look as hot as
Oh, will
hell.
you sell out, Ian?
I will definitely sell out to make her look as hot as hell.
And he can do it, man. That Spy Girls woman. Oh, dude, she is smoking.
Yeah. She is gorgeous.
Go to Rebecca Gold and look for the Spy Girls video and check out some of Ian's work and check out that babe.
Kevin Black.
Daisy.
Daisy.
It's right here.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, we want it to be made, don't we? Come on.
I'm telling you, right?
That's what they 50th. Get it out.
That's what they need to do. Seriously, have a really decent story where she falls and, you know, she gets beaten, her ass gets beaten, and then she comes back and make her look really feminine, long hair, you know, bit of cleavage, maybe showing a bit of leg. Do you know what I mean? Flying her own ship. I'm telling you.
There's going to be no shortage of content, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see it.
It's going to make a lot of YouTube channels monetized, isn't it?
I want to see Don't Squeeze the Charmin Obeyed Chinoy's masterpiece. That's what I want. I like men uncomfortable.
Welcome to Casual Racism on Mr. Brownlands. Okay. Shall we? I can't remember what's next. This is the biggie. Exclusive. Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy is lobbying for Disney CEO Bob Iger to receive an honorary Oscar. Some Academy Board members have been squeamish over the optics, sources say.
You don't say.
I mean,
what
he deserves it.
Though?
The Eternals, doesn't he? You know.
What's he done? He's done nothing to deserve that. Do you know what I mean? He's done nothing. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't deserve no awards either.
He buys things and breaks them.
For what?
For being a weatherman.
For his ego.
Shall we move along?
I could run the company better than him.
Anyone can, mate. Anyone can run the company better than him. And make better Star Wars than Kathleen Kennedy.
Ultimately, both of them should just fuck off and never return.
Strong words.
An action figure sitting in his desk could run the company.
Tom Cruise, Mr. Tom Cruise, will be getting a honorary Oscar this year. The Academy is giving him the Oscar for his commitment to our filmmaking community, to the theatrical experience, to the stunts community.
I think that's a slap in the face for stunt people, though, that one, because there's a lot of stunt people out there has done more than him.
Well,
Anyway.
they finally have the stunt category in the Oscars.
Yeah.
But he basically saved Hollywood during the coup. So, I think this is well deserved.
Yeah, but it's not a genuine win, though, is it?
Yeah, it's not. No.
Amelia Bedelia Ranch deserved.
Yeah, but they only give honoraries to people who haven't won actual competitive Oscars.
I'm sure Mr. Cruz would want a genuine win.
Well, Hitchcock never won an Oscar, did he? Hitchcock, he got honorary one, but he never won an Oscar. So there you go.
I don't know. It seems like everyone coming together to recognize you means more than a vote by a bunch of twits who didn't even see the movie.
Well, you may be right there. I like Tom Cruise, though. I think he's done a lot of good for movies, and I think he deserves this.
Normie the Navi, hello, my friend. Basic participation medal. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, except very few people get these, so it's not really a participation.
I think Hitchcock won. Hitchcock got one. I think.
Yeah. I do believe I heard Dolly Parton is going to be getting one.
Oh, is she?
And I think Walt Disney got one, and
there's a number. Charlie Chaplin, Walt Disney, Sidney Poitier, Oprah has an honorary.
I was going to say you're in better company, but then you ruined it right there.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Shirley Temple, I think, was one.
She never won an Oscar, Shirley Temple?
She got Lollipop, though. Let's move on.
Oh, I read this.
Robin Wright on fighting for equal pay on House of Cards. They said, we can't pay you the same as Kevin Spacey because you didn't win an Academy Award.
And this is how Hollywood has worked for
decades.
Many, many decades. If you are a draw, if you are someone who is accomplished, you get paid more because you're worth more to the production. That's always how it's been.
Yep.
They did not have this was not a two-hander where they had two different people who were equally as important to the production who were both no, she was a secondary character. He was the lead. Of course he got paid more. He was number one on the call sheet.
I've never seen. I never watched House of Cards, but am I right in thinking that when she took over from Spacey, that it got cancelled?
It cratered. The ratings cratered, and it got canceled.
No matter what you think of Kevin Spacey, he was absolutely brilliant in that TV show.
Incredible actor.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So the key here is equal pay for equal work. She's not doing equal work to Kevin Spacey. So
you get equal pay for for what you're worth, and Kevin Spacey was worth more money than her. Why should she want? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, but interesting if you reverse it though. If she was on a film and a man came up to her and she was let go, and then he was demanding her salary, and he was just an extra in a film, that's not acceptable. But this way round, it's completely acceptable to these people. That's the problem, isn't it?
Women.
Yeah, folks. Amelia Clark scroll arm. At Wimbledon, the women will receive the same money as the men, despite only playing half the time and a quarter of the crowd. Yeah, they play 3 sets, the men 5. In their defense, though, I think the women at some point said they were willing to play 5 sets in the final. I think it was the Wimbledon organisers who said,
Who's showing up to watch men grunt and hit balls? I'm showing up for the women.
Well, who's the was it cannot be serious? Him. He
John
said
McEnroe.
something. John McEnroe said that if he was to take on, I can't remember the famous female tennis player, he said that she wouldn't stand a chance, and then he got
Serena Williams.
Yeah, he got bombasted, didn't he? And then she turned up and said he's right.
Well, she I think Serena Williams played Andy Murray at one point, and she got
mullered.
Yeah, it was like
mullered.
He was like number 220, and he slaughtered her.
Yeah,
that's Amelia Bedelia. Yeah, shame on Wimbledon. Yeah, it was the people who run Wimbledon who said no.
You get what you're worth, right? With the female football organization, they don't even fill half a stadium, so you can only pay what they're worth. With the men, obviously, they fill a stadium, so
It's just
it kind of makes
simple
sense.
economics, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes
So-
sense.
Listen,
Oh,
It's nothing
Go.
to do with sexism at all.
I grew up. The one thing I remember my parents always yelling at me was, "Life isn't fair." I'm like, "That's not fair," and they're like, "Life isn't fair." So now we have the most privileged, narcissistic, entitled brats that are
Folks.
already rich and wealthy and beyond most people, and they're like, "That's not fair. We want more money."
Sheer double fucking standards, if anything. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay, this is for
Oh
Ian.
God!
I
First
can't
poster.
quit you.
I can't quit
I
you.
can't
Ian.
quit you.
I can't quit. First
That was one of the
for
first first
talking.
gags we did on your show, wasn't it, Ian? Do
one of
you
the
remember?
best. Yeah. I
One of the
can't
best
quit
ones.
you.
Yeah.
Is this
First
where
po-
he killed the bunny?
Talking,
Because sorry,
talking. Come on. Yeah, go on.
is this where he killed the little bunny rabbit because he rubbed it too hard?
No, this is not that
No.
film. What are you talking about?
Of
First
mice and men.
poster.
Never mind, it didn't work.
I'll get there eventually. First poster for the 20th. Can you read the dog barking?
Re-release? No.
Re-release of I Can't Quit You, Ian. Returning
Brokeback
to
Mountain.
theaters later this month.
I wonder why it's returning to theaters.
Because it's 20th.
I wonder why, though. Where's
it's
the
the-
rainbow?
This month,
on
Okay.
huh?
on
What's it?
this
The-
month.
Okay. Because it's the 20th.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's not one of those famous. Oh, I guess it is famous. I actually
I
saw
Can't
this film.
Quit You.
I
was
prefer
very
the Ricky
uncomfortable.
Gervais. I prefer the Ricky Gervais "Life's Too Short" remake of this film. You know, if you
Ian,
ever
is
get
it
a chance
in-
to see it.
Is it in your top 10 movies?
No, it isn't. Even though I honestly did think it was a good movie, though. It is a good movie. And it's very upsetting that they
Sexual.
couldn't tell people who they are and what they stand for and all that stuff, and they had to lie to their wives and all that. So it was I thought it was a good film, personally. I don't know if you saw it. Anybody see this
No.
film?
No.
It was directed by Ang Lee. Was it Ang Lee directed it? Did Ang Lee direct this
Yes,
film?
yes. Amelia
Yeah.
Bedelia wrenched. Oh, God. Being gay is boring. Move along. Damn.
Mhm.
Brutal.
What's her name's in it as well, isn't she? The Princess Diaries, the girl that was in the Princess Diaries. She's in it, and she gets her
Anne
tits out in
Hathaway?
this. Yeah,
See,
she
this-
gets her
this-
tits out in this one.
See, this is what I like. Ellen Page Blood Sausage. Hi. I watched it 8 times.
Mm.
Okay, and on that bombshell. Yeah. 20th this month, everybody. Philly Boots. I can't
I
quit
can't
you.
quit you.
I can't quit you, Ian. Okay, so get in the bin. Any ideas?
Is it
Ezra.
shooty?
Not this week. Not this week.
Ezra Miller
Ezra
is my
Miller.
guess. I haven't
Oh,
seen the
Ezra.
slides.
With
I'm
the
guessing.
dress on. With the
Yeah.
dress on.
John,
Oh.
any idea who's in the bin?
Yeah,
Go on.
Russell T Davies.
Nah, we did him a long time ago. Could be though. Is it Greta by any chance?
How dare you?
Iran.
Is it Daisy?
dare you.
Anyone?
Put the Ayatollah in the bin.
I
I
don't
reckon
think Greta's. No, there's
It's the
no
Flash,
Greta
isn't
for a
it?
while. I get the feeling there'll be no.
Yeah, it's the Flash. It's the Flash and the guy in the dress. Stupid idiot.
Ooh,
Or the
Yeah.
bunker busters. Yeah.
Mm. Not
Okay.
Savile, no.
this just came in from nowhere. Who saw this? I'm boomering.
Mm.
Who saw this?
I knew it. I
God,
knew
can
it.
I can smell this picture, and I don't want you to
Yeah.
know what it smells like. It's
He's been living in a bus station for the last how many years since he
Ezra
was
Miller.
last seen.
I
What
went
the
from not seeing
fuck?
this at all to seeing it 1,000 times in 2 hours. It was brutal.
Sprawl at Film Festival. What film festival was it? Was it like a trans film festival or something? What was it? Anybody?
Something in Italy.
This was Con. This was Con.
This Cannes, is
Look
it?
at
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's something Italy Film Festival.
Ah.
But look at that facial expression now. He's like, they're making me do this. I don't want to be here. I want to go back to the bus shelter.
Is he trolling us at this point?
Who cares? Who cares? It's like a bad joke, isn't it? It really
He looks
is.
like one of the Doobie Brothers overdosed.
I wouldn't be surprised though if somebody somewhere is trying to bring him back into the Hollywood fold. You know,
it was
happened.
Sardinia.
Yeah, but I reckon this is the start. I reckon this could be a start of a promotion.
Yeah. A charm offensive.
He's not such a bad guy after all. You know, let's all forget what happened the last few years ago. Come on, give him a movie.
It was great in The Flash.
He just couldn't run.
He was.
He did an interview there at Sardinia, and he mentioned like popping up at Con as hard work. So I think you can expect him to see him there as well. They're definitely a PR push for rehabilitation going on.
Hey, hello, Mog. One. Oh, Mog, can you just change your name back just to Mog? Mog, you're just Mog. Nothing else, just pure Mog, please. Even though you are a tough nut, but yeah, hi, Mog. Okay. Ezra.
How does this help him?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody?
It's an inspired choice, I have to say.
You know, it's the picture on the picture on the left. Just
it's
ridiculous.
It's like I'm getting paid for this, right?
It's ridiculous.
Every time I look at it, I get a bad taste in my mouth. So just
so does he.
If they're trying to convince me he's sobered up, they're not doing a very good job. But you know, at first I saw him, he just looked drunk, and then I realized he looks drunk, stunning, and brave.
Disney Star Wars New Jedi Knight about to be announced any moment now.
Yep. And now we know where the Rey movie went.
Yeah, it's a and yes, this is a they them. Just so you know,
should we pity him or
they them?
I think we should ignore him.
Sorry, I misgendered him. Sorry.
Yeah, pity they them.
Should we? Okay, should we pity they them or scorn they them?
Ignore, pretend they don't exist. Don't.
It's very confusing. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. Okay, it's very confusing. Let's move on.
The poster they them for mental illness. There you go.
Okay, apparently we should ignore. Okay, and Finley, and I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, this was it. Mr. Brown ventured over to Instagram. Is it Instagram even? God, I'm getting old. I saw this yesterday. Who saw this? Stallone official finally got to work with the great Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson on Tulsa King. It was a great day. Look at that, everybody.
Take my money.
The rumors are true.
The rumors are true, everybody.
Is he getting a spin-off, is he?
Yeah. Look at that,
That's
everybody.
what it sounds like. They're going to try a spin-off with him in Nolans.
It's funny, isn't it? It's amazing. They're actually making things that I actually enjoy and I want to watch. Who would have thought it?
Paramount Plus are making the best TV series at the moment.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's amazing that all of that other junk can all be washed away with the feel-good moment of this thing right here. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, God, look at this here. Arch Colin Wrench, hello, mate. I thought for a sec that was Mega Geek. Damn. I bet you wish you had his money though, Ian.
They thought Mega Geek was with Samuel L. Jackson?
So look at my picture and look at Samuel L. Jackson. I look nothing like him.
Yeah, you're fucked. He looks all right.
No, I thought they thought you were Stallone.
Who's talking, Ian? You old freaking tramp. God's sakes.
Get fucked.
No, I gotta agree with Archer, not Archer, Mud Crab in the chat. After he started hitting the Ozempic, he's starting to look a little bit like a turtle.
Are they all on Ozempic then?
Yes.
No, he's
Everyone
got,
in Hollywood's on.
he's
Ozempic.
got he's quite. He must be how old is
Early
Samuel
70s.
now? Yeah, because his stomach was like
72?
out there, wasn't there? Remember in was it Marvels or something? Was the bit where he's at the ending and he's in the ship, Spider-Man film, I think it was. It's like his stomach was out there.
No,
so
that was
I
the
don't know what's going
Marvels.
on there. Was it Marvels?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Marvels.
Yeah.
So, I think Tulsa King season 3 is wrapped filming.
Is he
was a big
actually
something good
in
coming.
the third season then, Samuel L. Jackson? Is he towards the ending or something? Or is he
That's
Yeah.
what
is he
we've
in it
heard.
right across? Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what we've heard.
Okay.
I hope it isn't the last season of Tulsa King, so it kind of leads into Samuel's. I hope it doesn't. Yeah. We need more Tulsa King.
Isn't Sly doing another project with Paramount now as well? Did I read somewhere that, because this is done well, they've greenlit something else for him? So if that is the case, that should be good, because you know what you're going to get with Sly, and he's not going to put up with any of that, diversity nonsense, is he?
Who knows?
Oh no! When the extra company sent him a bunch of diverse extra people, he's like, no.
That was blown out of all proportions, though, wasn't it? He didn't say
Yeah.
what they thought.
Yeah,
said.
yeah. He said they weren't what we ordered, and that's fine
Exactly.
because they weren't.
Yeah. Mm.
He wasn't
They
mean
just
about
tried
it.
to cancel him. Yeah.
But he didn't let them shove him down his throat either. He handled it appropriate.
And on that bombshell, that's what Ozempic does for you folks.
There you go.
Okay, that is it, folks. Thank you for the interaction, the super chats. Welcome to Slayer Nation as well. Always good to see the Georgie's crew pop in. If you could possibly press the thumbs up button, leave a comment afterwards, I would love you forever. Wayfarer has got his gig on after this. Swappers is going to be doing his Star Wars stuff. It's going to auto direct, so you don't need to. It'll just click through everybody. So that is it. Let's get the guests up. Indeed. Mega Geek. Cheers, Ed.
Yeah, no worries.
Professor R2. Cheers, Prof.
Cheers, Brown.
New to the channel, the fantastic John Yulden. Cheers, John.
Thank you, sir. And thanks, guys. Great show tonight. Appreciate you having me on.
It's great to have you on, mate. And last but by no means least, old polar bear himself, Mr. Phobos. Cheers.
Thanks, Mr. Brown. Cheers, chat. Cheers, Brown. Always good fun.
Okay. I'll press this quickly. Sorry. StreamYards. We're going to be doing part 2 of Jaws on Wednesday, folks. So more of the roast. I think we're doing Act 2 on Wednesday. That's 22:05 GMT plus 1, folks. So that is it, folks. Let me press some buttons. John, are you plugging anything?
Thanks very much. Yeah, so if anyone wants to check it out, you can find me on YouTube on Sci-Fi Chronicles. And as I said earlier, we're doing movie and science fiction show reviews, and we're doing live shows on a Friday night talking about the latest entertainment news or nonsense that's happening in Hollywood. So yeah, come check it out.
Prof?
And like and subscribe on here, everyone.
Indeed. I will put John's link in the description. Prof, you plug in?
Yeah. Price and I doing our Night Owl show Tuesday and Thursday evenings, 11:45 Eastern on Price of Reason Live. So if you're not already following Price of Reason Live, go on, hop on over there.
Anybody else plugging? Anybody? Shall we get out of Dodge? I think we should. Okay. That is it, folks. Beast up probably tomorrow. Don't know. Trev is on Tuesdays now. We're back Wednesday doing the Jaws. We will, if we don't see you during the week, have a great week, everybody. Look after yourselves. Take care, everybody. It's been emotional.